Hey there, Nancy here, and welcome back to another episode of Entrepreneur Rescue Mission. This week, we are talking about a topic that is pretty near and dear to my heart, kind of live, sleep, eat, and breathe social media on a consistent basis. And so the topic is, three mistakes that you could be making when creating social media, and some tips, obviously, how to help with that. And, so obviously in our business, I run a social media repurposing agency where we always learn the latest and greatest trends when it comes to creating content. We also have a social media posting platform called BYB Social. We're actually getting ready to open the doors, in fact, in a few weeks at the kind of the middle of July. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, it has me really thinking about some of those things that people do. And it was funny because as I was writing some of my notes for this actual podcast, I came across an interview that Alex Hermosi. So Alex Hermosi is a an online marketer. I'm sure many of you have probably heard of him. If not, check out his content. He's awesome. But anyway, so he was actually sharing his thoughts on how he is going to kind of flip the script on how he's creating content. And I thought some of his realizations were really good because I think a lot of us can definitely relate in some of the areas that he mentions. So, the first mistake that I think a lot of people make is that I think a lot of us are just posting content that we want to post. Okay. Maybe it's, you know, uh, I don't know, stuff about health, wellness. Maybe you're over here posting about like trips and travel and all kinds of different things. In Alex Hermosi's case, he actually said he was doing a lot of posting about like his relationship and about his health journey, but it really didn't relate to his business. So again, if those things relate to your business, awesome, right? It makes sense for the thing that you're trying to promote. Awesome. But what even he was saying, and I think a lot of other people do accidentally probably, is they create all this content and they get excited that they get a lot of traction, likes, loves, engagement. But are those likes and loves really equating to sales? And so Alex Hermosi shared that last year he had some of the best engagement, best likes, loves, all those vanity metrics, but they did not equal sales. So his big communication there was that he was flipping the script and he was going to make sure to really create the kind of content that people who would actually purchase, what it is that he has would care about. Okay. Not just people who are scrolling and trolling and, sitting on the toilet looking at content. Okay. So that's what I want you guys to think about. Number one, you know, who are you creating content for? So the number one mistake is that we don't take that into account. So again, you can sit down, you can do a little exercise such as creating an ideal client avatar. This, guys, could be as simple as taking a piece of paper, right? A little piece of paper and a pen, and writing down, I had to drop my pen, writing down who your ideal client avatar is. And, keep in mind that you're really looking for, some demographics, right? Maybe it could be, gender, it could be an age range, it could be a location. Again, if what you have is location specific, it could be industry, phase of business, right? So those are some things that you can think through. And, just take a few minutes to kind of break that down. Now, keep in mind, I don't want you to get stuck where you're like, oh, well, I can't just pick one person. Well, put it together, like kind of have an amalgamation of maybe three or four different people if needed, meaning, you can obviously give them a fictitious name. You could say gender, could be either, give them a little age range, something of that nature. Now, the little hack that I have for you here is yes, right? Sit down, take the time, do this avatar. But you can actually take your results and put them into AI, put them into ChatGPT, and you can actually create a persona. Okay. And what I mean by that is, you can copy paste and you can say, I want you to create a ideal client avatar or a persona for this person. Their name is, give it a name. And I want you to learn all the things that I share so that you can better help me and interact, with me as this person. So, for example, I created one called Cindy. She was looking for help with social media. And I told ChatGPT all the information that it needed to know. And I said, now I want you to interact with me as Cindy. And it said, yep, I can do that. Now, what questions do you have? And the perk there is that you get to actually ask, okay, this fictitious, ideal client avatar using ChatGPT different questions like, how do you like to consume content? What types of content are you most interested in? What are some posts that I can do, that would answer your biggest questions when it comes to XYZ? I could even ask it questions like, what workshops would you be interested in? All those types of things. So little hack there is, know who you're talking to. Even using, again, ChatGPT or AI to think through, what are their top 10 to 15 pain points when it comes to whatever it is that you have, and then try to help create content that educates, brings awareness, and obviously engages those ideal beeps. All right. So that's number one. Number two is make sure, okay, so obviously you know who you're talking to and about. Number two is I'm just want to elaborate a little bit more on stop creating irrelevant content, right? That means nothing. Okay. So again, just to lean into that pain point a little bit more, start creating content that these people care about, right? I'm not saying every single thing has to be a pitch into your program, but it should be something that, really takes them down a road to not only understanding, okay, yes, I have a problem, but now I really need a solution. And then obviously you are the light at the end of that tunnel. So I really like it. You can kind of prompt your AI and ChatGPT to give you content that helps attract, helps you engage, and helps you delight. Okay. Right. Kind of takes them through that journey of really like, oh, this is a perfect solution for what it is that I need. So again, definitely don't work harder. I want you guys to work smarter. So use AI to kind of help you with some of that brainstorming. All right. Now, number three is align content with your goals. Okay. So, what are the goals that you have in your business? And I think many of us forget that, guys, we're not just sitting here trying to sell, 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 sell all the time. We want to also actively grow our email list by getting our lead magnets out there. We want to maybe get more people to subscribe to our podcast. Maybe we want to get more people to sign up for our free newsletter. Whatever that might look like, make sure that we have an objective. Okay. So I, purposely when I plan out my content, I use a tool called Trello. It's a great, easy, simple project management tool. I have every single week for the rest of the year planned out. And with that, it really lets me go in and decide, all right, what am I going to focus on each month? Right. So making sure that my content is aligned with the goals that I have in my business. Because when we're just posting content left and right and we don't really set our intentions and goals, it just falls flat and it really doesn't get us to that next step or get us any closer to closing more clients. So I want you guys, number three, to make sure to align your content with your goals, whatever that might be. And the other little thing is focus on it for the whole month. Okay, a lot of people are like, well, if I talk about something the whole month, won't that make people annoyed? No, guys, you could talk about the same thing every single day for an entire year, and you're still going to have people who are like, what is it that you do? You're still going to have people. So again, I think being hyper focused and being able to commit to a big objective with your content, at least once per month, once maybe per quarter even, is a really good practice. Okay, so make sure you take the time to do that. So this was a short, sweet episode, but I wanted to make sure to remind you guys we do have a masterclass coming up. In fact, it's one of our first and probably only for this year. It's a 90-minute masterclass, and we're going to go over some pretty awesome stuff when it comes to creating content. If you guys do not currently have a consistent content creation workflow in your business, meaning a little workflow that you can plug in and either assign to a team member or do yourself, but have clarity on the steps that need to happen, definitely recommend you signed up for the workshop. So you guys can check that out at thetimeToGrow.com/workshops. It'll be the link at the top of the page. And again, that is a paid 90-minute workshop. So it's $17. Definitely join us. It's going to be amazing, guys. First one that we've done in this, probably the last one of this year. And we'll also be opening the doors, in fact, the very same week for our social media posting platform, BYOB Social. Lots of really awesome new features. Cannot wait. So check it out. And again, visit thetimeToGrow.com/workshops.